When I first went to Worcester State Hospital on research service, I was first psychiatrist on the research service, just building it up then. And I was very, very busy. I learned working on the general mental hospital staff was a resident in psychiatry. A beautiful young girl, very brilliant, very good looking. And the entire staff was worried about her. Her residency was going to end at the end of June. And in January, he developed a very bad neurosis. And she sought help because he was having stomach problems, colitis, insomnia, losing weight. He was afraid of everything. Could only feel comfortable working on the ward with patients. And she worked from early in the morning till late at night. And she tried to talk to various staff members. He didn't know what was wrong, didn't know what had caused it, but she knew she was awfully neurotic and fearful and worried and afraid, terrified. And the staff was very concerned about her. He had been a very brilliant, very competent resident. Now he was breaking down into a basket case. I was too busy on the research service to do anything about it. One day, she showed up in my office and said, "Dr. Erickson, I've attended some of your lectures on hypnosis, and I've watched what you've done with hospital employees and with patients. I'd like to have you come to my apartment and put me in a trance tonight. I have a problem. And when you arrive at my apartment tonight at 7 o'clock, don't be alarmed if I've forgotten that I invited you to come. Just come right in, no matter what I say to you." When I arrived at her apartment at 7 that night, he was awfully surprised, but courteously invited me in the apartment. I sat down, and then a social chatter about it being my first spring in New England. I didn't know anything about New England. I'd come from Wisconsin, Colorado, and I'd seen the Atlantic Ocean for the first time. She gradually went into a hypnotic trance. As soon as she was in a very deep trance, she said, "Dr. Erickson, I had you come here to put me in trance. I've got a problem. I don't dare to face it. But I have to face it. I don't know what the problem is. I want you to keep me in a trance. Send me in my bedroom. Tell me to lie down on the bed and go to work on my problem. Return in 1 hour and ask me if I'm through." I obeyed her instructions. Picked up a book and read until 8 o'clock. I didn't ask if she was through. She said, not yet. It'll be at least another hour. I'm back to my reading. At 9 o'clock I went in. She said, it's longer than I thought. And just waiting, coming in at 10 o'clock. Came in at 10 o'clock. Said, I'm almost through. It'll take me about another half hour. In the half hour, 10:30, I went in. He sighed and said, I'm all through. Now have me come out in the living room and tell me to have a total amnesia for everything. Absolutely total amnesia. And awaken me gently. I'll be surprised to find you there. Now I have a total amnesia. Don't worry about that. And before you leave, tell me, it's all right to know just the answer. And I sat her in the chair she had been in. And so I proceeded to awaken her by continuing chattering about spring in New England. He awakened, obviously bored by what I had to say about New England. All of a sudden, she happened to see the clock. I read 11 o'clock. Dr. Erickson, it's 11 o'clock, and what are you doing in my apartment this hour? Will you please leave? I said, certainly. Opened the door, step out. I said, it's all right to know just the answer. And she blushed and said, a thought came to me. I'm not prepared to face. So will you leave? Leave now. Hurry up. Get out. So I got out. I didn't see her the rest of that month of June. Her residency ended June 30th. I didn't know where she went. I was too busy on research service by now. July passed, August passed, and then the last week of September, he came rushing into my office. He said, Dr. Erickson, I've got something I should tell you. And you don't know what it is. I'll have to go into detail. Last June, well, this morning I was lying in bed. I'm working at the, she named the state hospital about 40 miles away, near Smith College. And I'm on psychiatric service, and my husband, John, is on medical service. Today is my day off. I was lying in bed, enjoying, and thinking what a fortunate girl I was. And I had met John and fallen in love with him. John had fallen in love with me. I was thinking of all the happiness since our marriage last July. And I was just reveling in happiness, way a bride can revel in. Now she's married the right man, he loves her and she loves him. Everything is wonderful and rosy. And all of a sudden I remembered inviting you to my apartment last June. And I didn't remember when you showed up. I invited you. I was just surprised. I tried to be polite. you start talking about spring in New England. I went in trance. I told you I had a problem I couldn't face. I told you to send me into my bedroom. Come back in an hour's time. And then you were to tell me when I went into my bedroom, lie down on the bed and work on my problem. I told you to come back in an hour's time. You did, but I wasn't through. Came back at 9 o'clock. I wasn't through. At 10 o'clock, I wasn't through. And at 10:30, I was through. And when I lay down on bed and work on my problem, a great long manuscript unrolled and lined down the middle. On one side were the pros, on the other side were the cons. I concerned John. You see, I come from a very wealthy, very snobbish family. And everything was easy for me in school. I always got A's in college and medical school. I didn't have to work hard. My family was wealthy. I had all the advantages of wealth and social position. And traveled abroad, been to New York for concerts, symphonies, and theater. And then last December, at a party, I met John. John was a young physician interested in internal medicine. I liked him as soon as I met him. And he returned a liking. I soon found out that John came from a very poor home on the other side of the tracks. And his parents were uneducated. John had to work his way through high school. He wasn't brilliant, got B's and C's. Now he was ambitious. He worked his way through college and worked his way through medical school. He was interested, very greatly interested in internal medicine. And I knew that I was much brighter than John. I came from a wealthy, snobbish family. I've been trained to be a snob in my childhood, and John, lesser intelligence, and had no advantages, just those of poverty, and he was a dedicated internist. And I was interested in psychiatry. I liked it a lot. But my snobbish rearing made me realize a snob could not marry a poor man, especially a man who was inferior intellectually. And so I developed a neurosis. I forgot all about John. All I knew was I was worried, full of fear, uncertainty. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I lost weight. I had colitis. I was almost a basket case. And you came to my apartment. You put me in trance. I saw that long manuscript unroll. On one side were the pros, the other side were the cons. And pros and cons are marrying John. I started reading all the pros and all the cons. A long, slow, hard job. and thinking through the pros and cons. It took a long time. Then I began casting out the cons that were compensated by the pros. And a long, hard job. And finally, it came at 10 o'clock. I had left. I had all cons canceled out. My pros had canceled it. I still had a long list of prose I had not read yet. So I spent that time from 10 o'clock to 10:30 reading the prose. And then I knew, despite our different background, John and I could get married. And I told you, give me a total amnesia for everything. And when you left, tell me it's all right to know the answer. When you started to leave, you stopped and said, it's all right to know just the answer. A thought came to my mind. Now I can marry John. I wasn't prepared for that. I think I was rude to you. I told you to leave. And this morning, reveling in my happiness in bed, all that memory came back to me suddenly. I undressed quickly, didn't stop for breakfast, drove as fast as I could here, Northampton. And now you know what my neurosis was and how you served to do therapy on me. Yes, I did therapy on her. And lasted, she was a grandmother until happily married. And John was doing internal medicine. And she was still in psychiatry. I'd done therapy without knowing I was doing therapy. I didn't know what the problem was. All I knew was she was a neurotic girl. And she asked me to put her in trance. Now you can do therapy without knowing a thing about a patient. And you can do therapy without a patient knowing you're doing therapy. And you can have an amnesia for therapy at the right time. There can be a recollection of everything important.
Si te ha gustado este video, dale un me gusta y compártelo con tus conocidos. Si quieres que te ayude con tus problemas, escribe a mi email, drbonomi@gmail.com.